Oh, I thought you meant.
It'd be weird when I did that.
I thought you meant live, like playing the intro. Then what's the problem?
Why, hello. Good evening.
Oh, hello there.
Or morning. Or wherever you are or what time it is. Hi. We are live.
Okay, so I'm just going to warn you, if you continue to use that voice, I may have to cancel the stream, just so we're set.
Okay.
Poetry.
I'm both sorry and not. I find it really hard to be sorry.
Well, it's totally fine. I'm just letting you know that's really distracting. I
Oh,
had an idea, and now I have no idea what it was.
brain empty.
Ba-bow.
Let's start Saturday.
Woo, Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
How are we all? We good?
We are. We definitely are.
While Michelle gets back online. How's...
Beep boop, beep beep boop, beep
Beep,
boop, beep boop.
Broadband noises.
Mm-hmm.
Play notes on that one, and then yeah, I think, yeah, I do think.
That's nice. Would you like to share your thoughts?
Sure. I think I found all my notes and stuff, so I'm actually ready to run the game now. So we can just.
Oh.
Fancy.
One of these days, I'll actually get good at this job and actually have all of this stuff open before you say, "Oh, by the way, we're going live now." So, as opposed to going, "Oh, we're going live now. What haven't I done?"
You know, if I'm entirely honest, it wasn't until I started doing tech that I actually had everything open.
Yep.
At that point.
That's sort of if that was sort of my thing too, is part of my pre-flight checklist before running the stream was making sure everything was unpacked and ready to go, so that when I was arguing with the tech, I didn't have to worry about that either. But yeah, now that I'm just a person on the screen with no responsibilities other than running the game, eventually I'll get around to that part. Yeah, sure.
Eventually. That's all that matters, right?
Goodness. How did all you folks' week go?
It certainly went.
It's now Saturday.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It is actually.
We're doing great, everyone.
Almost
We are.
Sunday.
We're doing great. How is everyone? How has your week been? And what's your favorite pizza?
Oh, let's see here. That's okay. How's my favorite? Let's start with the easy part of that question. Favorite pizza? It's definitely a Canadian.
Wait, what's a Canadian pizza?
What's a Canadian pizza?
What's on a Canadian pizza?
Does it have cheese curds on it?
And pineapple.
Yes.
Be anything, including pineapple, and that's an aberration before all that's holy. But a Canadiana specifically,
Thank you.
Is basically it's what most people would consider a meat lover's pizza with 3 cheeses and bacon.
So the Canadian said combine 3 different pizza flavors and call it Canadian.
Well, yeah, because that's how the country works. See,
I like it.
That was easy.
Vibes.
History. The pizza is the summary of Canadian. Let's just take 3 or 4 different things, mash them together, claim it's ours, and thumbs up, and everyone goes, "Oh, you people are cool."
Big brain moves is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam. Oh, wait. We don't know how your week went. Your week. How was it?
It was fine. It's mostly. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything. Mostly.
I made a mistake. Michelle, how was your week? And then Sam, we'll come on back to you.
Damn it, thought I was safe. How was my week? So this is one of those loaded questions, which is I'm not allowed to answer it. I'm not allowed to answer it the way I would usually answer it, which means you're sort of stuck with me pondering for a moment, and possibly because I'm not allowed to pander anymore. So it was an okay week, but not a great week. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah.
Not at all.
That's good.
It doesn't give us any information at all, but while you ponder,
Sorry.
we'll ask Sam his favorite pizza and how his week was.
Favorite pizza. I struggle with picking like a favorite because it's always just like, but I also like this other thing. Why would I want to pick just one when I have the luxury of picking the one that I want in that moment?
What ingredient could you not live without?
On a pizza?
On a pizza specifically.
I don't think there's not one that I have to always have.
Really?
Yes.
No.
I mean, you have to have the base. You have to have the base. In Italy, you don't have to have cheese. There might not be cheese on a pizza. That's not the standard.
That's
like
so
the Italians.
Like if you don't have
One of them.
the base, it's arguably like not a pizza. It's like a pizza themed salad. Which now that I say it, maybe I want a pizza themed salad.
Maybe.
But like outside of that, like I don't like in the moment I'll be like, what do I feel like right now?
And what do you feel like right now? If you had to have a pizza right now.
A whole bunch of ADHD
pizza right now.
Yeah. Right now.
Like
Not only did we do that, but I got distracted by that question.
This is the life you've made us live. If I oh god, right now I would go for pepperoni.
Nice. Very nice. Classic and delicious. Jamie.
You know me to be a person of
Do
taste.
not say it. Do not say
I'll be with you.
And I should be clear. I will occasionally want pineapple.
Let's go, Sam. Let's go.
Because the pineapple on pizza debate is the dumbest debate.
That means you
Okay.
should.
You know what? You opened a can of worms here, Sam.
No, I didn't.
I have a question for you. You think that pineapple on pizza is a dumb debate? How many holes are in a straw, my friend?
One. Oh, in fact, zero,
No.
actually. It's a rolled piece of plastic. Technically, no holes. I'm sorry. Let's move on. No, we all have ADHD. This is a bad idea.
There is at least one. Possibly
No, but
two.
we
And
could
how you
also
define
do
whole.
is water wet.
Nadine, what's your favorite
Yes.
pizza?
My favorite pizza
Water is also
anything
wet,
with
yes.
pineapple on it.
I thought we were friends.
No, anything with cheese on it, let's be real. I don't like meat lovers, that kind of style thing. I like a little bit of veggie on there. I like a little bit of pineapple on there. I like one meat, maybe two if I'm feeling fancy. So what I just said was I cannot choose. I'll simply have all, which is the choices I make throughout my life.
It's greedy.
I'm just
so
greedy. My mother was right. I am greedy.
You are just greedy.
What about you? What's your favorite pizza?
Me?
I absolutely appreciate your style of life. I think it's the one that everyone should have been indulging in all along.
I am what you would say more evolved.
No, I wouldn't.
You're not wrong.
Chantal.
Shawnee would say I'm devolved.
I would, yeah. My kind of pizza is the one that I'm eating whenever I'm eating it. But I'm a fan of, in terms of toppings, I'm a fan of duck. I'm a fan of bacon.
Oh, get it. No,
I'm a
someone
fan
pick Shawnee.
of.
Someone.
You can't. You're across the country. Good luck.
Everyone leave.
Everyone leave. Don't you dare mess up my set. I'm a fan of sweet corn.
This motherfucker literally looks at me like I am the devil's work when I say pineapple, and then they went and said duck and sweet corn.
Not on the same pizza. I'm choosing ingredients. I'm not choosing pizza. Like there's this beautiful hoisin duck pizza that you can get from Crust.
You've gotten
This is a good pizza, to be fair.
So good.
so off the track.
Michelle looks
Did you
concerned
realize
and
that?
confused.
Duck on a pizza.
So good.
Listen, anything is better than the Americans putting broccoli on pizza, okay?
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I had a very
Good,
visceral
actually.
reaction to that.
Okay.
Here's what you do: put whatever the hell you want on your pizza. It's your pizza. You have that right.
No.
Don't make me watch while you eat it. That's all.
Don't
I
watch
agree.
me while I eat it.
You know, I feel like I probably would be okay with pineapple if it were fresh pineapple, but because it's canned pineapple, I can't do it. It's too sweet. Let's move on.
No, I didn't even answer the question.
Were you?
Oh, shit, Jamie.
Oh,
answer the
Jamie,
question.
wait, you're what? You said pineapple, and I moved on.
I didn't say it. I never got to say it.
Oh, you said
because
straw.
You assumed
You said,
what I would
yeah,
say.
because I know, and I'm disgusted by it.
By the way, for those of you watching at home, I don't know if we're having a show, but this is really funny.
I mean, we're having a show. Is it the show we're supposed to do?
It's a clubcast, that's for sure. I mean, the thing is, Hawaiian isn't my favorite pizza. But if you go back in the VOD to the moment you asked the question, you can see the moment my brain goes, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Shawnee."
And this is why I moved on.
I love a meat lover's pizza, but with tomato sauce instead of barbecue.
Barbecue sauce on pizza
Is dreadful.
I'd rather not.
I don't know if it's my favorite. My favorite is probably more like a chicken roast veggie kind of pizza thing.
Yeah,
but-
that's nice
Nice.
too.
Classic.
I also love a good caprioska. Oof.
Mhm.
I don't
Tell me
think
you're
I've-
bougie without telling me you're bougie.
Mhm.
I also had a chicken avocado and
Okay, that's just you telling me you're a millennial. Continue.
I was going to say bougie. I'm sorry. As someone who speaks French, what you've just said is to my brain is so. Tell me your candle without telling me your candle. And I'm
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
I am in fact candle.
Tell me you're bourgeois without telling me you're bourgeois.
I am in fact a member of the bourgeoisie. Thank you. Good night.
The birds control the bourgeoisie.
Bring forth the duck.
On a platter. Should we play a game?
I think so.
We are playing. I'm just not sure it's
Mad Libs by the sound of it.
Mad Libs.
We spend a full 3 hours just
All right,
wandering.
everyone. Yes, and let's go.
No, that's the problem.
KJ says I like dulse on my pizza.
Mm.
Is that?
Yes, seaweed. Dulse is the polite way of not offending people who don't know any better by saying seaweed.
I would prefer seaweed.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
But it's red.
Well, yeah. Like, what do you have? What do you have with it?
Well, I mean, seaweed tends to be a little bit salty, so maybe it's a
Just like me.
a calamari or
Well, and it's not just generic seaweed; it's a specific type of seaweed. There's 2 or 3 of them, and they sort of grow. They almost look like lettuce, for lack of a better way of putting it. They grow in little.
How are we on seaweed? How are we on seaweed right now?
blame KJ. Blame KJ for this.
KJ, we are in the most distractible mood right now. And you were like, seaweed debate, go.
Do you prefer sushi with the seaweed on the outside or on the inside?
If you wrap a pizza in seaweed, is
Is
it
it
then sushi?
Okay, here's another
No,
question.
No,
No,
let's move on. Let's move on. I can't have that kind of
Play the
I can't
game.
have that kind of existentialism, please. I cannot
That's
do
fine. I'll figure out how to ask my question in character then.
it. Okay.
If you wrap a pizza, does it not bleed?
If you wrap a pizza, what's the beat sound like?
Shouldn't have taken a drink. That was on me. I should know better.
Okay, dried dulse flakes. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Seafood pizza.
Michelle, what does the GM remember from the... I'm taking over. What does the GM remember from the last...
I've been listening to too because I've been spending too much time staring at music. So now I was actually trying to figure out what meter you'd put the word to pizza. So yeah, let's just get on with the show.
Shawnee, get out of there. I can see you counting tempo. Stop it.
Because I'm old enough to know what beat poetry is, so you know.
I'm young enough to know what beat poetry is. Oh, well, slam poetry, I guess. Slightly different.
Both.
Everyone clicks.
All right. So let's see. Oh, the captions wrote Dulce's dull flex. Good job. All right, where were we? I think we were actually. Hang on a sec. I have a map and stuff, which always panicking. Oh, come on, button push. There we go. Yeah. So you, which is to say, all of us, specifically the characters, with me riding along as the GM. Are you confused? I'm confused. I'm also stalling because now my computer's decided to take a nap. Please hold. Here we are. Grabbing a map. And now, okay, so I'm trying to be focused here, and I click the World Anvil site, and the first thing that it does, it throws up a banner marked "The Funky Undead" in neon and blinkies.
Makes sense.
I mean, that...
Writing prompt, but now I'm...
That was the secret word for today, yes.
I mean... all right, let's get this. Everyone can see it. Copy and throw that in chatness. Hello, chatness. Behaving now. Nothing safe today. All right, there we go. Behave. How dare you? Yes, it's not the issue of behaving; it's the type of behavior which concerns me. With most people, everyone behaves. It's.
I behave. I'm just not saying whether it's good or not.
It's the verb it's the adverb in use that tends to be the qualifier of concern. All right, so just through the link in the chat for the map, you folks have arrived here at Crucereds. I realized I've forgotten to mark the embassies, but that's fine. That's easy enough. I know where they are. I just did put pointers on them. So, yeah, you folks have come in from the southeast. And a few things, a little bit about it. You'll note a couple things which all the bright colors are the usual selections of bioluminescent moths and fungi. Very much in the same style as Mashashal. Where, essentially it's what people are doing for longs. It's just that, for lack of a better way of putting it, they've just used a different color palette. Different types of mosses, different patterns. Where at Mashashal, the patterns were almost, I don't want to say artistically done. Like they'd be doing swirling patterns or checkerboards or paisleys or whatever done with how they planted the mosses and the mosses, lichens, and fungi on the lawns. Here, this pretty much looks like a rave went through town, throwing colored stuff everywhere. The only thing that really kind of stands out is that the bright orangey, bright oranges, reds, sharp pinks all tend to be associated with slightly more expensive houses that have nice fences around them, and the deeper purples tend to be associated with smaller places that don't. And then the just sort of odd aquamarine colors and glowy greens all tend to be public spaces. The black spots, splotches on the map are literally areas which have been burned out. Like literally cindered to the ground, charred buildings left standing, etc. It's about 5,000 people. Last week I said it was around 1,100, but when I actually sat down with the map and laid the play and got the thing finished out, I realized that it's about 1,000 buildings. It's about 5,000 people. Off to the left, you can see that there's a fairly substantial lake. For perspective, the entire cavern, including the lake area, is 1.5 kilometers wide and almost a kilometer. On the east-west axis, it's 1.5 kilometers. On the north-south axis, it wobbles between 3/4 and a full kilometer, just to give you guys an idea. Anything that's got the heavy black texturing on it is floor to ceiling. So there are two or three, right through the middle of the town, there are these 3 massive floor to ceiling blocks of stone with essentially, a little winding path that cuts straight through. And then in the middle of the lake, there's 2 more of these. Those aren't islands. Those are just literal blocks of stone, sheer floor to ceiling. As I commented when we were chatting last week, the lake has vessels on it of various sizes out fishing. Looks like mostly what they're doing is spear fishing. You folks had gone for a bit of a stroll through the place. If you take a look right around the old town square, which is the blue pin in the middle, most of the buildings off to the that immediately touch the square are inns and pubs. All right, so you guys are staying in one of those places there. There are 2 embassies. There are also 2 other squares. You'll notice the embassy for the Dashamali is the first square that you come in from the southeast. It's the building on the right-hand corner, and then there's another square just to the south of the to the west southwest of the old town square. There's one of the buildings there. It represents the other major family that has influence here. Yeah. And so, as I commented, it seems to have a very rich and very laissez-faire culture, very about the place. Lots of street vendors, buskers, everything. And like I say, you guys had gotten, you were hanging out at one point, going for a stroll, and a really good busker had attracted a crowd. And so shortly thereafter, a food vendor showed up, and then shortly thereafter, a drink vendor showed up, and suddenly you had this open air nightclub that had chewed up 4 street corners with, a few hundred, possibly up to 100 people hanging out, dancing, clapping, and whatever, until the guy who's playing music decided he was taking a break. And then, within 10 minutes of him stopping playing, the entire thing had evaporated, and it was just an empty street corner with and everyone had moved on. There seems to be a very live life on the impulse kind of place, I guess is the best way of putting it. Laissez-faire is not really. It's more like a
or per diem.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Seize the moment, grab it as it goes by. It may not be here again.
Like a California Valley Girl?
We don't know.
You never know. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
Yeah.
You never know when your daddy might take away your credit card. Okay?
If you keep doing that voice, I might need to end the stream. Not for the same reason.
That you know.
So sexy.
Just don't let him also take the car keys. That's all I'm saying.
Surely,
not my mark.
Surely for the Valley Girl, it's I got a carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
That would be the Tennessee Valley Girl, and I'm not so sure about that.
Indie singer.
It has an E at the end. How else would I say it?
Jamie wants to leave.
Jamie's like, please get me out. Please. Please. Save me.
No, I'm just googling TTRPG shows with open slots.
I see. Did you find any?
No.
That's
Well,
unfortunate. I suppose you're stuck here. Hang on.
uh,
Can I lock this call? I think I can lock this.
Lock us
You're here
in.
forever.
I can.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying. I can't lock us in. I can lock it so no one else can come in.
And that makes more sense.
Yeah. Or can I? Maybe I'm just saying that. So where are we, Michelle? I mean the characters, not us. I don't know where we are.
This planet.
So, yeah. So we had sort of been a little bit indistinct about where we left off last week, insofar as you folks were just sort of wandering and looking around, taking in the sights. Mala had told you that tomorrow morning, she'd be taking you over to the Dashamali embassy, and as far as she knew, that was that. Dashamali would figure out how it is you're getting from here to the next stop. So yeah, because you guys are going to on the next map up is a place called Vielathar. Which is directly under Dusseldorf. Well, not directly. It's a little bit of an offset, but it's close enough that it counts. So Vielathar is your current destination. Mala had been kind of, she had been kind of somber about the whole thing. She had commented that, if it was sort of up to her, probably she'd insist on you guys going, as much, taking the hospitality of the competition just for the safety of being able to travel the river. There is a shortcut in between Crucereds and Vielathar, but nobody owns it, which means it's not very well patrolled. So, and given recent events, she doubts anyone's got a palate for that right now. So we had wrapped up with you folks just sort of strolling around and taking in the sights and getting sort of mentally ready for the next day. So I guess the question is there anywhere in particular you want to be? Between now and, quote, tomorrow morning.
Above ground?
Well, it's about 5 days from now.
She would like to go somewhere, but I'll let everyone else go first.
Yeah, okay. So she will go last, but go there. Okay.
Alexander has nowhere to go. So
I don't think Spider has any interest in going anywhere particular right now.
I'll stay where I am.
jeez.
Appreciate that. Makes it easy to find you when I need you. So you folks will be camped out at one of the inns around the Old Town Square, just for convenience sake. We'll say, if you take a look at the square, there's one that's you've got the road coming in from the south. There's sort of one little house there in the corner. We'll say that that's where you guys are staying. It's a modest two-story affair with a little tower on the side, and well decorated. It's obviously an expensive person's house, which has been repurposed into being a P&B.
Then at some point, if the other two are rightfully moping, then she will. I think she'll go to Spider first.
Sure.
And she will go. Yes, straight up to him. Spider.
Where are you? Where set the scene for me. Where are we?
I assume you're in your room.
Okay. Are we in those tent rooms again, Michelle, or is this like a?
Like I say, most of this place here sees enough traffic that they probably have the more standard Skysider style of hard-walled rooms for those folks who feel really, really weird or awkward about having, a tent as a room, or can't bite a knuckle or whatever, right? So yeah.
I did not understand that answer. Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, it's like just a normal inn with
Just a normal sort of inn.
A door and 4 walls.
Okay.
The common room is full of tents, as tends to be the preference. But then there are some of the slightly more expensive, hard-walled rooms. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have like both level 4 at this point, so I guess I get a room. Yep. Cool. There's a room at an inn.
Yep. Again, Ebon elves seem to not understand square beds. Theirs are round or oval shaped. Heaps of pillows everywhere.
Stretch out.
The idea of tucking things in is alien. You just pile more sheets on, so it doesn't matter, and you make the sheets way oversized.
That's cool. That sounds like how I should
Johnny
do my
said,
bed.
Sounds like some good nesting space right there.
You get a queen size bed and king size sheets, and you absolve yourself of ever having to make the bed. Simple, easy.
It's brilliant. Excuse me, I need to.
Go off to Amazon.
But are you just going to leave me at the door, or?
Oh no, come in. Sorry.
All right. Okay. Okay. Listen,
So when you open the door, Spider is like doing pull-ups on something on the ceiling and has no shirt on. And this is the first time you've seen Spider topless. He's covered in scars, like all over his body, and like spider web and spider tattoos that sort of like interlace with the scars. And he's just like hanging and like looking at you in the door. He's like, yeah.
Did you really take your shirt off and start doing that so you could impress me? Like, he's like, that's why I had to wait outside the door.
I'm literally covered in sweat. I've been doing this for like 15 minutes.
How do I know that's sweat? That could be water.
Like, look around the room. All right.
Okay.
What do you want?
Anyway, once you've dried off, I'm going to listen. I'm just going to do what I would normally do, whether you were here or not, and I would like to go to. Is there a university or a library or an archive of some kind in this city?
It's more like a medium-sized town compared to a city, but there would have to be something like that, of course. There are basically 2 or 3 different cultures which crossroad here, and this place itself is rich with its own history. So, yeah, I would say there would have to be some kind of as a minimum, a public archives building. And when you've got 5,000 people hanging around, that's 5,000 books that need a shelf.
Yep.
So,
would I know the name
of what?
Of that archive?
Yes, it's called the Public Archive.
Okay, good.
Said the GM wildly.
I'm heading to the Public Archive. I don't know, I've never seen that thing that I saw before when I was the crow and I went into I have never seen a volcano. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we call it. It's Anvil Forge Mountain, right? I'm not making that up. Michelle?
Let me just double check. I believe that is the correct name.
Anvil Mountain? Is that what you're talking
about?
about?
Anvil Mountain.
Yeah, hang on. This is the complicated part. A moment, because I think it is. I literally have to go double.
No worries. I'll continue chatting while you're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, Spider says, yeah, a volcano. I mean, that particular one we call.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's Sky.
Sky Anvil
is what it's called.
Okay.
I knew.
Right. Well, I've never heard of that. So if I've never heard of something, I looked it up. So I don't know. I'm just going to go research it. I don't know whether you wanted to come with me or.
Oh, That's generous offer. I'm all right, actually. You should take Alexandria with you. She likes that kind of thing. No, I'm not even.
Sorry, you're serious. Okay,
Yeah,
she
no, I'm
actually likes
actually.
things.
Yeah, she likes.
It likes things.
Um,
Oh, okay.
I mean, not as much as my brother would. Anyway, I. Yep, I. Not interested. But thanks for the invite, though. I appreciate it.
And she'll kind of like look at you like, okay, I'll leave you to your pull-ups. And she'll walk out. And then she would very like hesitantly go over to Alexandria's room. Hello.
Yes.
Why don't you both just come to the door? Hello?
Alexandria.
This is why we
opens
have
the-
tents. You just walk into a tent. You know what I mean? Like you.
Alexandria opens the door holding a hand crossbow. Yes, what?
You're going to shoot me? Ask the girl
Well,
out
no,
first.
now I know it's you, no.
Okay.
Unless
all right.
you deserve it. Did you do something I should shoot you for?
I don't know. Have I?
I don't
Do you
know.
want
You
to shoot
haven't
me?
you came here for a reason. What is it?
Do you think I would come here with a reason for you to shoot me?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's me laughing, not not
Yeah,
you.
it's also me laughing.
Good to know that Shawnee and I could never be in a scene together.
You two are a scene. I mean, that's just the problem.
Is that why you made your characters antagonistic to each other? So you wouldn't have to like do scenes together?
Pretty much. No, I just for some reason was like, this character's going to purposely antagonize Shawnee's character.
Okay.
That's not how I made her. Spider said something about you enjoying things, particularly coming to the library with me, which I think he's lying, but I thought I'd ask anyway.
It depends on why you're going to the library.
Well, I'm going to. It's an archives, really. It's called the public archive, so I really shouldn't call it a library. But I'm going to look up that volcano that I saw when Lucas disappeared. Also, seeing if they have any magic books.
Magic books?
Yes.
Goes with the spear magic helmet.
What kind of magic books?
The magic kind?
I do like things. Yes.
Good.
It's very in specific.
Okay. Are you coming?
Okay.
Well, so Spider was doing pull-ups. I think he was doing it because I walked in. I literally think he actually poured water on himself to make it look like he was sweaty. He's very skinny.
Honestly, both of those things are possible. You could either have been doing pull-ups or you could have poured water on himself.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know when they do the pull-ups and they're like 1001, and it was actually like
4.
3. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a little bit, or are you ready now?
Yes, I can go now.
Okay.
1 second. She goes in.
Okay.
Grabs a bag. Grabs a bag. Leaves the hand crossbow.
You can bring that.
I am.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
And we head to the public.
Okay. It's pretty quiet when you guys arrive. It's at this point getting to be late in the evening. And so you've mostly got yourself to the place, yeah. Well, which is true, but you've also got the place to yourself, which was what I was trying to. There's a few staff who are in the process of straightening up and putting away, and the usual functions of librarying. There's a couple of folks off in various corners, and there's a bunch of reading cubicles which have been set up, basically a little spot with a comfortable chair and three walls and an oil lamp that you well, not an oil lamp in this condition. It'd be a glowy rock that that produces a nice even red reading light. So you can sit down with whatever little book stand that you can read with. The shelves do not conform to anything akin to the Dewey Decimal System. It's more like
I'm sad. My head shake was.
It's really more like some very well-intentioned squirrels ran through the place throwing books at shelves.
Alexandre doesn't care. Chantel is disdainful.
You're sure there's a logic to it, but it completely escapes Alexandre as to what it might be.
Are any of them magical since glasses?
Well, interestingly enough, so the bookshelves are magical. The shelves that the books are on all have a very vague magical aura about them.
So the magical squirrels have access directly.
Yes. There are a few older, slightly tattered-looking tomes, however, which do actually have their own innate glow about them. I mean, we're not, out of 7,000 books in this place, we're talking 5 or 7, right? But
Alexandre will point those ones out and say, that one's magical, and that one over there, and that one over there.
Is it because it says magic on the side?
I mean, a couple of them do have titles like the arcane thaumaturgical process of invocations, or similar, or similar clearly was paid by the word including the title, but
But what about that one over there, though?
Okay, that one you got.
Yes.
Yes, the book that actually has no title.
The one book that doesn't have a title, is it that?
You can open that one.
It's just this large blue book.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. Just do it over there.
What's the minimum safety for the book?
Is that book in a restricted section of any kind?
No, like I say, explaining this place is that the squirrels don't know anything about security.
Oh.
I mean, you sort of there's a couple of oh my gosh, there's a fire doors, but they're just marked oh my gosh, there's a fire door. There's and the main entrance has got a very kindly looking elderly gentleman who's sitting there in the process of sorting a few books, and you have questions, what have you.
Sorting them how? Squirrels throw them at the shelf. There's no sorting system.
You see, so
I see. Very good.
They're very heavy. You'd only put 2 or 3 per squirrel launch.
Correct. Correct. I understand. It is. It is a standardized size squirrel. Alexandre just goes, picks up the book, goes back to she, and opens it.
Oh, shit. I said- okay. She would have got
Fire extinguisher.
the Ebon Elf version of a fire extinguisher. She would have got books on like sky side geology and just anything on sky side landmarks, places, famous magical places, Skyside, and then also she would have got anything that related to Ebon Elf and teleportation.
Sure. I will ask you to, let's see here.
I should definitely open up my character sheet. Uh-oh.
Let's roll some explosion dice, I guess. It's time.
Do me a favor, make a learning roll if you'd be so kind.
Oh, I can do something with this as well. Shit.
Yeah,
Something.
you learn things.
I do learny things, something
You're a
with scholar.
learner.
I'll learn all the things.
Once per session, you can re-roll a failed learning roll. Cool. Related to, is this related to my discipline? I suppose.
What's your? Are you disciplined?
Chance answer. Okay, let me. Helps if I get my dice. BRB.
We're in the same mental space and desperately hoping the other person didn't say anything. Again.
I don't know how to play this game. Right. Okay. Learning is. $13.
13. All right. So a 13 is a slightly above average roll. And
Yay!
well, no, I mean, the difficulty wise, 10 is everyday, 15 is challenging. So I'm going to say that this is a culture who basically largely ignores the sky side law. It has little to do with them. So I was thinking, so for me, I was looking at a challenging target. So that is a 15. I'm going to say that you're going to be able to find a few things, but the Sky Anvil Plain is largely unexplored. Sky Anvil Mountain less so. So I don't think you're going to get anything conclusive. Now, if you want to use your once per day on that to re-roll that, go ahead. But it's up to you.
It's being used. While that's happening, does Alexandre know anything about this place, given grandmother history?
All right. That is a learning roll as well, which is, learning is recollection. Right? So yeah.
So with the +2 that my scholar perk gives me, I rolled an 8.
You learned even less.
I'm just going to say, so
I lost IQ.
That's what you get for hanging out with Alexandre.
I think she can't concentrate because all she keeps seeing is the blue book that is now open next to her.
Without a fire extinguisher.
So that's a 24.
Fuck me.
I mean, Alexandre's Skyside, right? And her grandmother, like, was in that place at some point, probably.
All right. So things Alexandre would recall, because a 25, you said?
24.
Okay. 20 is heroic, 25 is epic. So yeah, 20 involves translating texts from unfamiliar languages. To give you an idea. So, I think, right, a short essay on Sky Anvil Mountain. Sky Anvil Mountain is an active stratovolcano. think one of the most famous stratovolcanoes of the world is Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
All right, for context. Very broad base, conical mountain. In your grandmother's time, it had been active, and from what she had learned from the local orc and hobgoblin tribes, had been active all of their lives and to their 5 ancestors removed lives. It's a 2-day climb to get to the summit. It is a blasted piece of rock which routinely rains, horse-sized gobs of exploding lava down on its own slopes. Periodically, if that wasn't interesting enough, it dumps several thousand tons of highly toxic gas down its slopes and eradicates all life there.
So you're saying pyroclastic flow?
No, not pyroclastic.
Not pyroclastic.
Well, okay, so pyroclastic, unless I'm misremembering the term, specifically is high temperature particulate basically in an avalanche. This is literally just belches sulfur dioxide clouds, which are slightly heavier than air and thus go cascading down the slope.
I see.
Now, I suspect it's probably exceedingly warm sulfur dioxides and carbon dioxides and that sort of thing, and carbon monoxides. All of those complex you can't breathe air chemicals.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, but I no, I wouldn't call that a pyroclastic flow.
No.
Pyroclastic flows tend to be the result of highly silicate-rich volcanoes, and those don't tend to form stratovolcanoes. You need lava that oozes slowly and predictably.
I see.
Versus explosively. And I'm sorry. I just realized I was in professor mode there for a moment. My fault.
Oh no, that I am gonna say provide the information that Alexandria would know, then stop, because Pompeii was a specialist subject for me. By specialist subject, I mean hyper-focused subject. So we can't stick on volcanoes, because I'll stick on volcanoes.
Oh, okay. Then you and I need to have a Pompeii and wine party sometime.
Nerds.
Oh, absolutely.
Look, it's better than other stuff.
Yeah, agreed. But yes, Pompeii and wine party. We're going to do that. So, anyway, yes, volcanic outgassing. Yes, exactly, KJ. It is a rat's warren, according to your grandmother, of old lava tubes as well. Where, now, normally that's not a feature of stratovolcanoes. They just don't do that. But from a clinical perspective, the description that was, that your grandmother gave of these, 3 to 4 meter wide, damn near perfectly smooth, round tunnels into the mountain, not erosion, but like someone had taken a finger and driven it into the side and left a perfectly smooth. Yeah. So, and it's a rat's warren. She would never tell you, that apparently they spent a fair amount of time exploring those caves. But it was all, I think one of the things that's going to possibly strike Alexandrian reflection now is there was always a point in her stories about all of her adventures that she never went to, which is what was on the inside of the mountain. And with that role, I think, which is a heroic role, bordering on epic, I think Alexandria is going to have a certain moment of clarity. And I think possibly young Alexandria will have had many, many times of being very upset at her grandmother stopping the story early, or why won't you tell me more about that, or where did you find him, and blah, 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 and just always change the topic, always avoid blah. And I think Alexandria now, present, is going to sort of have a a group of flashbacks of all of those moments. But the difference is, I think you're going to be able to see much more clearly that grandmother of the day was physically in pain. She couldn't talk about those things. She was being prevented from talking about anything further. But not. I mean, oh my God, writhing in pain. You know, worrying a finger or biting a lip or clenching or what, all of the little, I'm trying to be brave and not alarm the small child in the room, so I'm going to,
So, what did you want to know about Sky Anvil Mountain?
I mean, listen, I was just trying to be helpful, I guess. I don't know. I feel kind of bad. So I was just trying to find anything out.
What do you feel bad about?
I mean, I don't know. I guess Lucas came. I just should have been able to stop it.
Stop what exactly?
I did tell you what happened to Lucas, right?
Yes. But
stop him getting elf-knocked.
But did he go with them, or did he get taken?
I guess a bit of both.
Well, then how could you stop it?
You're being reductive. It shouldn't have happened. It's quite literally the reason Marla and I are here.
A number of things shouldn't have happened. But they did.
Yes.
My grandmother climbed the mountain. It's a volcano. A volcano is... do you know what lava is?
I incinerated. Yes, I know what lava is.
It's like a bowl full of lava is a volcano.
And I'm supposing that she would know a volcano. She would just know a volcano from the inside.
Actually,
or know of them.
Yeah, so a bowl full of lava, that's not uncommon. That happens all the time down here. The exploding mountain on top part that doesn't make any sense, because oddly enough, there aren't that many mountains down here, let alone ones that explode.
Shit.
Yeah, all of the dangers of volcanism are well known to the Ebon Elves, right? So yeah.
I'm trying to think of another phrase that is not upwards waterfall.
Well,
yes, I am. Yeah, I know what a volcano is, just not. They go up.
Well, when the bowl gets full, lots of pressure makes it go.
No, yes, that like the geysers, yes. The lava geysers.
Yes. Does Alexandra know what a geyser is? Yes.
Yes. Are they literally just looking at each other going, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe. All I know is that they are scary and dangerous.
Right. Okay. That's about as much as I knew as well. All right, okay. Did I learn anything about Ebon, Elf, and teleporting?
Yes, they can with spells.
With like super long distances as well? No.
Teleporting is incredibly limited and can only be done over short distances requiring direct line of sight. Just ask your sister.
Is there any spell that I know of that would allow one to...
We try this again. No. Only short distance line of sight. Just ask your sister.
Right, okay. So I don't know enough, and that annoys me a lot.
You don't know enough about what, though?
I don't like asking this. Do you know anything about being able to teleport huge distances?
Why would I know what?
I don't know, maybe the song told you.
No? If I could teleport long distances, don't you think I would not hear music
Why
in
would
my head? I would just go there.
Why would I be walking?
You're not wrong. Can you ask?
I can.
I mean, you don't have to. It's just
Why do you need to know?
because 1 minute Lucas and the elf were there, and then I mean, I must have seen it because that's where they were going, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense for there to be.
Did they just disappear?
They were there. There was the big thunderclap, burnt
Yes.
scorched ground,
Yes.
and they were gone.
But was there a portal?
I don't think so. Have you seen portals being used?
Yes.
You've seen portals being used.
Yes.
Would she know about portals?
Yes.
Was what I saw portals?
If you hung it sideways, if you turned it sideways, disanchored it from any corporeal object and stuck it in a thundercloud, maybe.
And I would know that that would be really bad magic practice.
Yes, because gravity.
Speedy
Okay.
thing in, speedy thing out.
Well, maybe it was a portal. Maybe, I mean, it would be a very bad portal, but it would.
The person that's after me, she used one. But if
that
Lucas
doesn't
went
sound-
with them,
Yes. Where's this person that is after you? Where are they from?
wherever the portal goes, I don't know.
Why are they?
I don't know.
Have they been after you for a long time?
Since I've been traveling,
I feel like I'm missing a lot of information here.
probably.
Yes. I would like to look up books that have portals in them.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Learning.
Yes, please.
Much better. 22.
22. Excellent. It's the blue book. All about portals.
I was about to say, is it just the book that Alexandria has open?
Oh, well, actually, the really disconcerting part is where the book itself starts flipping pages.
Hey, Alexandria, don't do that.
I'm not.
And then comes on the page about portals.
Okay,
Oh.
that's creepy. Thank you, book. And I will read it.
Sure.
I
So
grow a third head. Yes.
A third?
Mhm.
uh, so portals. Okay. So it turns out that portals and teleport are close cousins, which is to say they're the same spell just done differently.
Okay.
The key is that it takes a long time to do a long distance teleport. If you can prep one end of the equation, you can cut that time down substantially. And so portaling is a method of using artifice of some kind to chunk off the time. Basically, you pre-invest the time, put it in a can, and then use it when you need it.
And did I see that elf do something similar?
Well, from the descriptions you're reading, what you and of course, magic is flavored by the caster.
Yeah.
That is you already know. So, someone who absolutely adores ice magic will tend to do you see the world as you view it, for lack of a better way of putting it, right? Famous quote by Aeneas Nin: "We do not see things as they are; we see things as we are." So, if you have a predisposition towards using ice magic for everything, then you may use a blizzard to come and go, right? Someone who is a demon worshiper or whatever probably uses a searing ring of fire or whatever. And so, a certain level of the artifice of it, which is colored by the caster themselves. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I think with a 22, after a lot of staring at the blue book, who does an awful lot of staring back, I think that's really the sensation you're left with. It's really disconcerting to read this book. You get the impression it's looking back at you. It doesn't have eyes or anything odd like that, but it just really do feel like you're being watched. So I think you're left with, by the time you're done your reading, I think what you're left with is a sense that whoever they were, probably the storm structure was unmistakably, probably, most likely for someone who's never seen such a thing nor can conceive of the circumstances that would create one, a thunderstorm spawning a tornado.
That's good. Okay.
And that probably strongly hints that whoever they are is heavily into weather magic, and that was probably a weather magic based portal. You think, for someone who just cannot get the entire idea that every once in a while clouds get so angry that not only do they start throwing lightning at the ground. I mean, you've seen static electrical discharges down here; they happen from time to time. Blah blah, but literally cloud gets so angry, hurls spark a kilometer long at the ground, and that not having been sufficient, then spins itself so hard that it tries to rip the ground up beneath it. What? Like,
I
why
think
is there?
definitely mid reading and mid understanding, all you'd hear she say is like, "It's terrifying."
Suddenly your ancestors' choice to live down here with things that
It
go
makes so much sense. Yeah, it's safe. Right. Okay. So decided I'm never leaving the underground. Okay.
Okay.
What if your song knew a song that it would essentially, every time you play the song, teleport or portal? Ta-da. It was whoever it was an incredibly strong sorcerer or magic user. They literally portaled an incredible distance.
What if La Chanson knows another chanson?
I don't know what those words mean.
What if the song knew another
Yes.
song
Yes.
that used a portal to turn up where we were,
Okay.
take Lucas, and leave? Is that what you're saying?
No, because you're talking about songs. So technically no, but I also understand what you are getting at.
Okay, what if someone opened a portal, came through it, said, hey, this way? And Lucas, being Lucas, said, okay, and they just left.
I don't think he was willing. I think this magic user was going to flee anyway. I think it was just a happenstance that Lucas managed to grab them. I don't know. He looked very shit-eating grin when he did it.
Right. So he was being Lucas.
No, not Lucas, the elf.
The elf.
Yes.
Oh.
Lucas just had that face on him where it's like, hey, I did it.
Oh. So, I mean, still being Lucas, really.
Yes.
So, why would someone turn up here or there, let in a Velbladran,
Two.
then take one of us and go? Why take one?
I think,
Why go?
Jamie, I'm mad at you for that.
Jamie, please.
I
Jamie.
don't know. I don't know. And she's just going to kind of get up and pace around because she doesn't like not knowing. She doesn't like not knowing, and she doesn't know a whole lot of things right now.
Alexandra's going to look at the blue book, and which is looking back, I presume.
It seems to be ignoring you, actually.
Oh.
Largely.
Alexandra goes,
What? Reneshi,
yes.
the book is looking at you.
Is the book looking at me?
Of course the book's looking at you. Why wouldn't the book look
looking at me? Okay.
The book's looking at you. The book's not looking at me.
Reneshi is trying not to look at the book. I know. I don't know why it's doing that.
I mean, this is new. This is novel. It's
okay,
novel.
okay. Hey, book.
Yes, the book
Can
is.
you...
It's new for me.
What?
I don't usually experience this.
I know. Everyone looks at you. You've got that face.
Yes.
I don't look at you. I'm not saying I look at you.
You're looking at me now.
I'm not looking at you.
Here's the book. So
She looks at the book. She looks back away from the book. She looks at Alexandra. She doesn't look away. Book. Can you... I can't believe I'm speaking to a book. But can you show me... I don't know. Show me about the song. I just told a book to do something. Okay, nothing happened. All right. Okay. Can Renee, can she flip through this book?
It's an awful book, but it's a book nonetheless.
What is the general gist of this book?
It's the equivalent of an encyclopedia. It's just about thick, double bound, heavy, what feel to be probably bone plates for the binding, which have been wrapped in a blue felt. It's obviously very old. It's a covering on top of the original covering. Obviously, but essentially the book was not rebound, but was calling it a dust cover it's more like it was refinished with a wrapping over the original cover and back. But yeah, it just seems to be, and like I say, relatively encyclopedic. It, unlike the rest of the library, is actually in some semblance of an order that would be alphabetical. Yeah.
Okay. What is it that you call the song?
La chanson.
We still turn to L.
Sure.
Isn't that the elven name for it?
It is, but this is an ebon elf. Dialect differences.
Absolutely.
Okay.
A Londoner in Texas, right? We've had this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She'll try and do the translation, and whatever the translation is, she'll get to that level.
The short version is that while you're able to find literal sheet music, examples of music, examples of musical instruments, the history of music as practiced by the Ebon Elves, 4 complete concertos, the
It's magical Google.
Moogle.
Okay, one more time.
It's a really cute
Do
cat.
you know the name of the lady who's chasing you?
Genevieve?
Have I heard that name?
No.
I'll look it up.
Sure.
Moogle.
You find your LinkedIn page. So
Amazing. It's just a headshot of
He
her.
knows I've looked.
I think actually you're going to just for amusement, and this is as much. You cannot fail this roll. I just want to see by how much you succeed. Please make a learning roll, and tell me what you come up with.
21.
Oof.
I think the part that is going to be most distressing is that as you're flipping through pages and coming up with absolutely nothing, and you sit back for a moment, staring at the book flips pages to a section of history.
It really likes you.
And Genevieve, it turns out, is a footnote in history.
Oh no.
Oh.
It would apparently be. Let me just double check a timeline.
Not a footnote. That's never good. Don't have full information, but enough to be named. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Lesser Race Rebellion.
Oh no.
She would apparently, according to this book, be at least 120 years old.
Oh no.
There is a reference to her or someone that sounds like it's not like there's a Polaroid included. But
does it describe well-toned calves? Because that has come up so many times that I have to ask.
It does describe in very broad terms someone who certainly could be described as Genevieve. The hair, the murderous eyes, the robes. And she's a footnote in history as described in the lead up to the Great War.
On which side?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
The best way of describing it is hers.
Oh no.
So the Great War, of course, was somewhere between 100 to 90 years ago. Sorry, 100 to 9. Today it is okay. Sky Anvil was 10 years ago. Yeah, okay. So yeah, somewhere between 100 to 90 to 100 years ago, all of the three major world nations, Progress Confederacy, Deliverance of the Dawn, and the Empire of the Burning Lash, basically took turns punching each other bankrupt. Is the best way of describing the results of a decade of open warfare. It's the reason they just don't do that anymore. Each side is uniquely qualified to destroy one of the others, but kept getting blindsided by somebody else. And so, in the process of everyone standing in a triangle and punching each other, all they really managed to achieve was basically beggaring themselves and killing an awful lot of people. They didn't really get anywhere. About 20 years before that all started, someone answering Genevieve's description, with the name of Genevieve de Malfray, was a baroness on the marches of the Deliverance of the Dawn. Well known for her depravity and apparent open demon worship. And was apparently eradicated wholesale, and her lands put to the torch, the earth salted, buildings razed, every essence of her existence erased by the Deliverance of the Dawn. Apparently the scars in the earth are still visible today. They straight up Carthaged her to prevent her evil from ever returning.
And this is the person that's after you?
There's a little part of me that wishes you didn't look that up.
What the fuck did you do?
I exist.
Sorry, you're so annoying. Someone who worships demons and got scorched off the earth is chasing you.
I mean, yes.
When people first meet me, they don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they keep not liking me, and I think maybe she's one of them.
This is not a good person to have done that with.
Well, I didn't do it. She just turned up in the barn and tried to kidnap me and Chevalier. And then we didn't let that happen, and then she came back not long ago while we were in Glitter Delta Cove, and now we're here.
I feel like you're reducing that a lot.
I'm trying to make it consumable material to an audience.
She will go.
Alexander points at the book.
Right. Okay. That was suitably terrifying. Thank you, book.
Oh, could you ask it one more thing, since it seems to like you?
I already asked something, and
but it likes you.
Okay.
Thank you. Could you ask it about Praetorian?
Sure, flip to P.
So there's all kinds of interesting entries in P. Puppy, pasta.
After try and
pizza.
Find Praetorian.
Definitely pizza.
Pizza with pineapple.
Actually, no, because it's been destroyed on this world and no longer. It's a great thing about being the GM. I can do something.
In fact, it wouldn't be under P; it would be under A for ananas.
Ananas.
Because in every language,
a new quest for my character. We are going to reintroduce the pineapple.
Ananas, along with squirrels.
Both and
what you do with ananas is all up to you.
There is a moment of both Alexandri and Reneshi going, and you also say ananas.
It is the Elvish. I don't understand why they keep saying pineapple. It's ananas.
I don't understand it either.
So the short version is there's the only mention you find of anything Praetorian is it's an obscure military rank used by the Giantkin.
Oh.
And completely irrelevant.
It's
not
completely irrelevant.
Not used by any current military.
Not relevant.
Is that what the book says? It's this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It means look over there. It means that's what it means. Look over there.
Hey, this is a thing, but just chill.
Page. Stop reading that.
Oh, ow, my hand. Oh, sorry. It didn't seem to. Nothing fancy. I think evil lady.
All joking aside, like I say, the only piece that's even vaguely relevant to anything you can find about Praetorian is a side note, basically on the original Giantkin Empire. It was a military rank. There's nothing else. Like literally, it's just a sentence.
Are there other military ranks, and do I need to be afraid of them?
Well, whatever the Praetorians were, according to the Giantkin military system, they were pretty capable fighters. But you've no idea what that. Again, there's no context.
Mm.
I keep in mind the Giantkin Empire. The fall was 800 years ago, and sufficiently traumatic that I don't think. Let's just say that notes are sketchy. Yeah, the wasting plague was 1,000 years ago. The Lesser Races Rebellion was 900 years ago. Almost, yeah. You've got the Lesser Races Rebellion, the collapse followed by the Great Darkness, and that chews up damn near an entire century. The modern era starts only 250 years ago, right, with the founding of the Deliverance of the Dawn. So there's, you're pleased you found a footnote. Let's do it that way.
Pleased is an interesting word to use there.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this information, pleased, is not correct, but okay.
I don't think it's much else.
That's okay.
Are you going to be okay? That's a vague question. I mean, are you going to be okay? Like with all of these people chasing you, just you and Spider going by yourself?
Oh, it's just one. It's just one person chasing me.
You're right. Sorry. She's just so scary. I thought it needed more than just one person. You know what I mean?
It's not an army yet. It's fine.
Why did you say yet? I don't like that.
I don't know.
Do you know that this may be sacrilegious, I guess, but how do you know the song is good?
Everybody asks me that.
Okay, I'll frame it another way. Do you ever get a feeling the song is bad?
She closes the book.
Does the book feel like it's still looking at me?
Well, no, you covered it up. Closed the lid.
Nice. Okay, good. Go ahead.
I don't think so. But I don't know.
Okay. And she doesn't say anything.
Okay. I think that's an excellent spot, actually, to get to fade out on that scene. Do you know if it's good or not? Do you know if it's bad or not? I don't know, but I think
Maybe.
awkward. Maybe black.
The answer's on the wind.
Yep. Alrighty. I need more coffee if I'm going to keep hanging. If I'm going to keep editing
Let's
people.
take a break.
Let's do that.
Okay. We'll be back all soon.
Or soon.
All soon.
My name is Michel Vaillancourt. I'm the games master and storyteller for Unlawful Disorder. I've been asked to give a summary of events of the game, but that seems a little strange because, well, that's the job of the players. Don't ask me what the story is, I'm just the guy telling it. So, let's talk about how we got here. So, about a year ago, I saw a bunch of really talented people doing some really cool stuff, and I thought, well, that's cool, I'll have to keep them in mind. And a little while after that, I got a call from a roleplay channel asking me to set up a game. They wanted a European time zone friendly game. So I went back and I called up the cool people doing the cool stuff. So that would be Chantel and company. Cool. So, after that, we took a little bit of time, discussed a good D&D campaign, and I brought forward one of my homebrew worlds. And they looked at me and said, no.
No, I don't do the magic. Alexandra does the magic, but she doesn't know what she's doing.
She inverts people?
She makes their insides their outsides. Sometimes.
So she is either very good or very bad.
She's also literally transported me to my worst nightmare.
That's pretty impressive.
It was an accident, and she didn't know how she did it, or if she did it. But she did.
What flavor exactly was my milkshake?
The shankings will continue until morale improves.
What milkshake?
My one.
Jasper brought me to, and they both said Lucas on them, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's strange, because Jasper told me that he got me a milkshake.
Oh, he did.
It'd be strange to. Yes, he did.
It would be. That's really strange. I don't know why he would do that.
I mean, I haven't known you for that long, but I could take a solid guess.
So what is it that you can do properly?
I can do.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
This is a lot of time you're taking.
And we're back.
Okay. We are back.
Here
Excellent.
we are.
Here we are. Here we go. Alrighty. So, is there anything? Really, honestly, it comes down to if there's a relevant scene between Spider and Alexandre before the next morning, because that's about the. I mean, Sam's new character hasn't arrived yet. So yeah. I just keep running. You'll catch up to the scene eventually.
I think when Spider hears Alexandre and she returning, he'll like poke his head out of his door before Alexandre gets into her room. He's just like, "You're right."
Why? Yes.
Alexandre,
Yes.
did you find anything interesting?
A few things, yes. Genevieve is more than 100 years old?
Excuse me?
He said from his open bedroom door.
I think this is when he closes the bedroom and ushers her into her room and then closes the door behind him. Excuse me?
Well, she had more than 120 years or so to work on those calves.
What?
I said what I said.
Okay. You've managed to find information on her.
Priorities, right?
Priorities. Alexandre said. She is. She was so awful, so bad that they destroyed or tried to destroy everything about her. She worshipped demons openly. She fought during the wars back then.
And now she's back. And she's after you.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. That makes more sense than it should.
Why? Why does that make sense to you?
I mean,
They tried to destroy her. How does that make sense to you?
well, that bit I'm still a bit sketchy on, but her being some more given the fact that she had an associate who could summon her out of thin air in a green glowy portal alongside some demon rat dog things. It doesn't not make sense that she's some ancient, powerful person.
Sorry, what?
Spider bangs his fist on the door. You're clearly eavesdropping.
I mean, I'm not here.
Open the door. Just come inside.
It was okay.
Yes, up in the city. That's where we ran into her. She used some form of.
Honestly, I'm not going to get any of it, so just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, is she somehow related to the mountain?
I don't know.
Okay. Did we find anything out about that?
Not really, other than it's possible that Lucas was taken by Portal, not Storm.
Storm portal.
Storm Portal.
Portal
I
made from storm magic, weather magic, maybe, probably. Flavor.
Well,
A
yeah,
portal is a
obviously.
flavor of storms.
No, I mean, the magic was weather flavored. Oh shit, that doesn't make sense.
The
I get
magic
it.
was flavored like what? Weather?
No, yours is music flavor. Weather
I'm sorry,
flavor.
what?
You know,
Spider, we didn't learn
much.
but we came across a book that liked to stare at Reneshi.
That sounds about right.
Thanks, Spider.
Well, given how much time you spend staring at books, I just figured.
Right. Okay. No, thanks, Spider. Screw you, Spider.
You should be so lucky. All right, everybody, get some sleep.
Okay.
Hiya, Captain.
I'm like, you're in my room, so you have to leave.
Oh yeah, no, I leave.
Everyone, get some sleep. Okay.
All right. Alrighty. Are any of you actually sleeping?
No.
What thought you'd say?
Mm.
I think Spider sets up a complex set of appropriate traps at his door, but does get some sleep.
Renee should probably be sleeping.
Right. So Renishi's going to get a decent night's sleep. Spider's going to get a decent night's sleep. And Alexandria at the door, wondering if it's a book holding a crossbow.
Yes. Oh no. Alexandra's has now been confronted by the concept of a mimic, and that's hard to deal with, isn't it? Alexandra just has a hand crossbow pointed at the door. I mean, she probably dozes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if she sleeps.
All right. Now, this is the point where the GM has to side-eye the character and the player in question and say, she didn't sleep last night.
She didn't sleep the first night, and then we went traveling for a few days, and I imagine she would have had to pass out from exhaustion.
Well, that's sort of what I was going to get to. At some point, mechanical fatigue is going to start clubbing your characters. So yeah.
Yeah, no, she would have passed out like when they stopped hiking, because that I can't imagine, like, Alexandria's not quite that fortitudinous.
She's remarkably stubborn when she
Oh,
puts
yeah.
her mind. Point I was getting at.
Oh yeah, but a D4 in fortitude isn't going to keep her awake for more than a day at a time. So she's back to trying to stay awake.
All right then. So the next morning, breakfast will be solid for those of you.
Oh, your Discord is open.
It's not muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. So what? So yeah. Is
It happened again.
No, it's good.
I would put it
Doesn't sound
on
like Discord.
streamer mode or.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on a
Busy?
second.
Not busy.
Sorry, that was my bad. I was messaging.
Yeah,
I figured. I figured.
Out why it's passing the sound along, because I literally have got it turned off at the soundboard. Oh, never mind. Found it. I had 2 copies open. So I had one on the Zoom machine running, and I'd forgotten about that, and that's what you're hearing. Sorry, fixed. Won't do it again. All right, that's turned off. So I've just got the 1 copy running. Okay, my bad. So yes. So is Alexandri still being terribly picky about the exact nature of what it is she eats, or is she just deciding to not ask too many questions and have a full tummy? I mean, down here a week at this point.
The captions are asking if she has a full puppy, and I'm inclined to say yes. She's not going to be picky about what she's eating, but she'll be deliberately not wanting to know what it is she's eating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, you can avoid things that, are the equivalent of lobster with the shell still on, and instead just have, slice of meat, some vegetables, and just not ask any questions, right? I mean,
she doesn't mind trying new foods. It's just when people tell her what the new foods are before she's tried them.
Yes, understood.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the flavors tend to be fairly sharp, fairly earthy sort of flavors. Everything has got a fresh out of the garden kind of flavor to it, if you know what I mean. In a way that's actually it seems to be just normal the way everything tastes down here. In a way that's unusual, particularly living in a city. Everything tends to have been on the shelf for a little while, or in some cases, for the truly expensive people, just straight up conjured, so that there's no question about where it came from or its quality. But as you with creation magic know, you're really just duplicating an original and doing, in some cases, not a great copy of it. So, but at the same time, it's a way of producing food where perhaps there might not be any, like in Shining Capital. Right. There is the equivalent of refrigeration magic. There's all kinds of odd little spells that are, keep the inside of this large box cold for me. Sure. The Maytag repairman stops by once a month and recasts the spell. But if you can't afford that, right, food's usually got a salted or a vinegar to it or something like that. Preservatives. Mm-hmm. Everything you're eating down here literally tastes like, it was came out of a garden or what have you, just, within exceedingly recent history. Like I say, earthy flavors, My mother would call freshly washed off. They tend to love their dipping sauces. You get a plate full of food and a plate full of dipping sauces. And once you've decided, and it's sort of like, you go to a Scotch bar and you can get a flight of scotches. where the idea is it's a couple of ounces of each and you get to test which ones you like so you can make a real decision. Well, you can sort of do the same thing here and like literally get this tray served of nothing but different sauces and some fairly neutral tasting bread to test all your sauces in to decide which sauce you really want to order that with your meal.
Okay.
They're sauce happy.
There's 7 L's on the sauce.
Yeah, they're always in the sauce.
Because it's not the juice.
So, so you folks will have breakfast. And Mala will be with you. A little bit quiet. Every once in a while glancing over towards the door. Every once in a while glancing over towards a window. I think Alexandria is still going to be getting used to the idea of windows in a place that looks out into a... But
I mean, it makes sense. You can see out to the darkness.
and that, like, Sky's side, I think Alexandria, like most people, would have always presumed that the job of windows was to get sunlight in. Right?
Yeah.
And so what do windows do down here?
I mean, they let you see out to people, maybe?
You have noticed that they all tend to be frosted glass. And what it does is the bioluminescent glow of all the various mosses and lichens and fungi that just does this casual sufficence of light, if you will, throughout the entire cavern. It kind of flickers and dances as people walk in front of the windows. It's almost like every window winds up its own little fireplace.
So, Ranamala, beyond this casual sufficence, why is the windows?
She looks at you with this very... I think she is going to recognize the face as Mala preparing to troll.
Uh-oh.
But of course...
He doesn't say a word.
But, well, it's to let in the beauty of the environment we live in, of course.
What?
And she's just looking at you, expecting.
Beauty of...
Well, yes. Suggesting.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Why don't I see it? Should I see it?
Of course you should see it. That's what the whole point of the fancy glasses. Are they not working right?
Mine are working fine. I think it's gorgeous.
Really can't see it?
Alexandria goes back to eating.
Mala giggles and goes back to eating.
The concept of trolling is a very confusing one to Alexandria.
So, all right. And after breakfast, you folks will get yourselves packed up. All your traveling travel supplies and your walking supplies and all the other good stuff, adventure supplies and all that, and head down. In fact, back the way you came, down to the square to the south, to the southeast. And one of the buildings on the corner there, there's sort of an L-shaped-ish building. That's one of the rows with all the pretty lawn and everything else. And there's a couple of Shamali guards standing in armor. Obviously, ceremonial. There's nothing to fight here. Yeah, this is...
They're literally a den of Felbladrum, like, just that way. I don't know how ceremonial that is.
Yeah. In fact, there is a den of Velvedran just that way. It's literally called the Hive.
Yeah,
It-
not sold on this ceremonial armor.
Crossbones marker over that way. Yeah, just over there. You're sure those are ceremonial guards, right? There's nothing to fight here.
Like the beef eaters. The outfit looks a little silly, but the assault rifle is real.
Yeah, the puffy velvets on top of Kevlar, pal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, you will get led inside. Before you get there, however, actually just standing outside, is a young child, who I think is going to be, well, interesting looking because they're Skysider. There's just no evidence about them not being Skysider. A ridiculously curly pile of auburn hair. Yeah, sort of looks like someone put, it looks like someone, it reminds of Alexandria at age 8 putting on one of her grandmother's wigs. Like hair down to her hips, completely out, just way more hair than fits, right? Um, and you can see the child is looking beside but not at one of the guards, as though he knows where the guard roughly is, but isn't looking directly at the guard. And I think the part that is going to grab either Spider or Alexandria by the attention like it was an arrestor hook, is the child saying, "Excuse me, have you seen the lady who's full of sadness and songs? I'm looking for the lady full of songs."
Alexandria turns to she. I think the child is looking for you.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking. Oh,
And I thought you said the alien to you.
she's giving it a go. She's giving it a go.
She's a quick study, though.
She's giving it a go. She's doing her best.
Oh my god, was that a joke?
I'm trying.
1 minute, I need a second. That was weird. That was really weird. Okay, go again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it
But
again.
I already did it. Oh,
You should talk to the kid now.
me?
Yes, you're the one. You're the song for sadness.
One song.
Okay, song and sadness.
To be fair, it was probably music and sadness.
Okay, goes to kid. What are you looking for?
That's your cue, Sam.
Without turning. It's like, I was told that I was to meet a group of people here, and I would know them when I saw them, but I haven't found them yet. He sort of turns around at that point to face you. And it's immediately apparent. His eyes are quite like cataract. Which you sort of see through this, like, as I said, this massive cascading hair.
Whoever told you that you'd know him when you saw him isn't your friend.
Yes, he is.
Well, he was having a joke at your expense, mate.
Wait. And he sort of like points at each of the four people at Alexandre, and then at Jasper, and then at She, and then at Marla. Oh, hi. There you are.
What?
I've been looking for you. Just told to find you, and that I would know you when I saw you.
Can you see us?
Sort of. Points at Alexandre. She's full of music and sadness, while you are, well, cloaked in secrets and rage. And points at Marla, and she's she's a well of doubt and fire. And then pointing at She is just like, and you're like a cavernous book turning to the hum of magic. Hi, I'm Mysel.
Okay, kid, that was really creepy. What?
I am not full of rage, kid.
I didn't say you were. I said you cloak yourself in secrets and rage.
What's the difference?
Well, one is used to hide. The other one is who you are.
Spider turns to Renashi and says, I hate kids, and like walks past into the building.
Renee, I'm just gonna say, Mala chuckle. Seem to feel the same about you. And I'm not full of doubt. She wheels past.
I didn't say you were. I said you had a well of doubt and fire.
Well of doubt and fire.
Passionate. She'll turn it to you. Don't do it. Okay. Okay. Who? Wait. All right. Someone sent you to find us,
Yes.
Where?
and we were that easy to find.
No.
Oh.
Why?
I've been looking all over.
Where are your parents?
Oh, Well, they died a while ago.
Alexandre's lost. Like, she
What?
fixed this.
That's how Court says it says Mala.
Why are you here?
I was waiting for you.
Okay, so I need you to understand that is creepy.
I'm sorry.
It's more creepy that you're saying sorry and that you're a child and you're here.
Huh. That's not only what people find creepy about me.
What do people find creepy about you?
Don't ask him. I know.
Oh, I have to know now.
Points at like where Jasper just went. Well, they don't like how I see them.
Okay, that's fair. Can we go back to who sent you?
Well, I wasn't the one. My friend was sent. He's not here right now, but he told me to find you. So, that he could then, because I'd probably be the one better to find you than him. He was asked, not me, but I guess for a package deal.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, the song.
Oh no.
Were you not?
Oh no.
Oh, I assumed you'd be expecting us, but sorry. Hi.
And Renee, she's just gonna start laughing.
Is this a joke?
I'm not choosing the only one. Oh no, I can't believe I'm here. And she just sits and waits.
What?
I don't really know how you communicate with it. So like I said, I assumed that you'd be told, but maybe not. Maybe that's not how it works.
Where did you come from?
Oh, I've been all over. I wander, I guess. Sometimes I just rest. But I've traveled most places, I think.
But you're a child.
I'm not a child.
Okay. Well, you look like one.
I'm 12.
Oh.
I'm 11, so fuck you.
I see. Okay, so you're a grown up.
I guess kind of, yeah.
Oh,
Depends how you define it.
how did you not get killed by everything?
Sort of looks around and like, why would they try to kill me?
You're 12.
The GM would like to remind you you're standing in a busy city street outside an embassy with a couple of guards now paying particular attention to the "how did you not die" discussion.
Alexandre, not noticing that at all. That's not a relevant piece of information.
Also, most things only attack you if you're a threat. Or I guess if they're hungry.
Do you never meet anything hungry?
Not for me. Also, my friend looks after me. And I can look after myself as well.
Because you're all of 12.
Well, no. It's not, the age isn't why I can look after myself.
She?
Me?
Do you know things?
You know I know things. I know a lot of things.
Do you know things about people?
Could you?
Why are you so weird? I thought I was socially awkward. Why are you like this? I didn't hear any of that. Go again.
Well, that's just it. It's happening in the background. You know, Mala looking at Spider. Could you go get those two? And if you have to, bring him too. We're going to be late for the meeting with the ambassador. We can sort out the kid later, or just leave him.
I think your friends are getting impatient. The fiery one's about to send the secretive one. He did not look around for that.
How did you know that? How do
Is
you
it not?
know that?
I'm going to make a roll.
Oh, how do you know? What? What do you make? I'm afraid.
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, no, I don't like hearing that.
No.
I don't like that at all.
Both she and Alexandre in their heads hear, because of this.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
No, normally I can do that.
And
I
then
don't
it-
like it when you do it.
Oh.
You feel the connection you didn't realize was there goes away.
Okay.
So only that's okay. That's mine.
She is gonna go behind this individual and just like, without touching them, just kind of shoo them. Let's go. Okay. Just let's get walking. And we can be creepy on the way.
Just Creepy moving. Creepy moving.
Okay, Alexandri, maybe you'd like to ask them, hey, who's your friend? In detail.
If she's close enough, he takes her hand as he goes,
No.
or tries to at least.
You
Like not like quickly, just like literally as a child, being like, okay.
She will do it in the way that like the older sibling begrudgingly holds their like kid siblings hand. Like, okay, this
All
isn't
right.
going to be a regular occurrence, though, right? This. Okay.
So you folks will head into the embassy. Again, it's obviously a rich folks' house which has been repurposed. What was the dining room is now office space. The parlor has um, a fairly solidly built and clearly ready to break someone's nose ebon elf chap there. Like, there's no question, what his job is. He basically exudes the same presence as the bouncer at a bar, right? He's clearly paid to spend some of his day picking up horses and moving them around stables, and then spends the rest of his day here demonstrating by simply standing with his arms folded across his chest in a t-shirt that his job is to pick up horses and move them around stables. Just in case anyone had any dumb ideas. There is a little. There are all the of course. The lighting is all of these little crystals flickering and glittering like ever brilliant little candles. And there is so you folks will go in through a couple side rooms and into a larger chamber, which is probably once upon a time a smoking room or a drawing room, and has basically been shredded into a reception area, I guess is the best way of putting it. Not far from its original purpose, but far less decorated and far less, ostentatious. Let's just say Aquidian had nothing to do with the decor here. I think that's probably the safest way to explain it. There is a tall, broad-shouldered ebon elf woman. Skin tone manages to neatly be neither gray nor blue. It's some odd palette in between. Deep red eyes, longish hair, which is basically 5-tone. She obviously dyes it entirely for effect. So she's got purple streaks, red streaks, green streaks through it. She's managed to balance it very well. It goes very well against her makeup. She's dressed in the equivalent, the ebon elf equivalent of a power suit. That is in Dashamali colors. So yeah, solid-looking desk, little tea cart pushed off to a side with obviously having just been delivered, still steam curling out of the pot hot water, and a little pile of biscuit and noshi's on it, and she immediately will be up out of her chair. Mala, so good to see you, and she. You've only seen this woman once. This is mostly about your sister. Yeah, it's just the curse of following your sister around, quite honestly. So yes, there'll be a couple of minutes of pleasantries. Just 1 sec, I'm looking up her name because naturally I didn't open that document before. So okay, her name is Maya. I can't even pronounce it. Mayafara. I will post it in chat. If I can not close the chat window, good job. Mayafara Dashamali, of course. And she's she's the de facto ambassador, if you will. Ambassador being a horrid overstatement. She will assure you of her job here. Mostly, it's just being the one person that that neither the locals nor the Opliets are allowed to chase out of the town. So, how's your travel been so far? By the way, at this point, you can all either have a cup of one of three different types of tea. One is a essentially black tea, another one is a green tea, and the other one is essentially a straight up herbal infusion, which has a slightly rosy honey smell to it, but isn't tea at all. It's just herbal. And then there is a Pit of Doom black coffee.
I was just going to go for that herbal tea, and then you said Pit of Doom, and I thought,
This is essentially Turkish coffee to the point where it is nearly syrupy.
I will have one Pit of Doom, please.
Me too.
Oh, you're
Absolutely not.
far too small to.
Rolls his eyes.
So yes,
Our trip has been not entirely uneventful, cousin.
She nods. I notice there are two that there are two people who there's one person here whose description I do not have, and two people whose description I do have who are not present.
Yes, my wayward brother was kidnapped by a powerful magician. Fun.
I see. She takes out a wax pad and a stylus, and do you know where this magician is?
Skyside.
But yeah, it's Skyside, so it's really our business rather than the family's.
I think you misunderstand. Your business is the family's business. We look after our own. Now, if you wish to decline help, you may do so. I would not impinge upon you. I would not suggest that you need our help. I know that you are very capable. Quidian, in his letter, made that amply clear.
And Spider actually looks to Alexandria for this one.
The magician is likely to be on the Sky Anvil Mountain. Or close to.
She picked up her stylus and quickly scratches a few things down on the wax pad. I personally know practically nothing about that area. I do know, obviously, I know it's obvious, based on the name, it's going to be on the plain, but beyond that, allow me to, if you are willing, to at least make some arrangements, perhaps, to send on ahead, so that when you reach, Michelle's blanking. Hang on.
Dusseldorf?
No, Violethar. That our agents will be able to provide you with some assistance from there. Even just reconnaissance may be valuable. Do you need military assistance? Should I arrange guard to travel?
I don't know if that's wise, given that we have to go through Ublitz territory to get there.
It would take some organizing, but Violethar isn't aligned with either us or the Oplietse, so as long as we made assurances that weapons would not be drawn against them. It's not. I won't say it's common practice, but it's been done before. I couldn't send 30 or 40 of our finest archers and spear folk along, but I could send a half dozen.
We were going to request a guide if you think more than that is appropriate. It certainly, we don't consider it necessary.
She's actually going to look over at Alexandre. What do you think?
I think it's important for us to move quietly and perhaps to move quickly.
I see. I will honor your wishes. But please understand that the family looks after its own. Just say the word.
Thank you.
Mala, they've requested a guide to Vielathar. Are you and your sister interested and able to continue on? Maul is going to look over at She. What do you think? I know this isn't your favorite hobby. It's up to you.
I guess she'll look very uncomfortably at Maya. May I think about it?
Of course.
Thank you.
Obviously enough, an answer will be required before she and her party leave. She gestures towards Alexandre. What are your plans? She directs the question to Alexandre.
I'm sorry?
What are your plans? Are you leaving immediately? Do you intend to remain within the boundaries of Crucereds for a day or so? What are your plans?
She looks at myself.
Wins.
I think we will probably have to stay here at least for a day.
Very well.
Yes.
If you change your mind about requiring any further assistance beyond our incredibly skilled guide, Cousin Mala, you let me know.
I will. Thank you.
Is the message you need sent ahead? Is there anything you need arranged at Velathar?
Velathar is...
Okay, sorry, I mispronounced. Michelle mispronounced. It's Vielathar. Vielathar is the large town directly, well, quote, close enough to being beneath Dusseldorf. So, if you recall, you guys got to Glitter Delta Cove, took an elevator down, and wound up in Mashashal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, essentially, it's the inverse process. You get to Vielathar, take an elevator up, and you're somewhere near Dusseldorf.
Right. There might be someone dangerous waiting skyside on the surface when we get there.
You have a description. I can pass word along and have our agents paying attention. Possibly have the person. When you say dangerous, do you mean you would like them to go away and never be seen again, or do you mean they're inconveniencing you?
I mean, I don't know if you can make her go away and never be seen again. So be careful.
The Ebon Elves are incredibly adept at moving in shadows and striking from them. It made an awful lot of people just go away on dark nights.
Okay.
And she said that with a matter of factness that is well past creepy. It's like suddenly finding out you're talking to the director of the CIA.
Kinda, yeah. Kinda, yeah. Alexandre will give the description of Genevieve. Don't forget the calves. The calves are the most important part. I swear. If you go back through VODs, the calves come up every time. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite part of hearing her description ever.
Uh-huh.
Because it happens so often. It's so fun.
That's always been my giggle, because when I was first trying to find artwork for her, all of the pictures I could find of evil priestess involved, no matter what the top half was, no matter how well covered, the bottom half was always slit from hip to the ground, always wearing stiletto heels and one entire bare leg out. Like, the first thing you see in the damn picture half the time was the woman's calves. Then you notice these doom, but it's just like, why does everyone draw them like that? So I think, okay.
How else are you supposed to know someone's a villain?
It's the femme fatale power stance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is how we know whether Alexandre's going through her like dark phase.
Everyone knows the really well-known phrase, "calves out for the boys."
And that's,
I break. Sorry.
see you next week. Turn the stream off.
Come back to us, Shawnee.
I'm back. Definitely back.
And in dire need of sunglasses, yes.
Yeah, the description of Genevieve is given.
Dutifully takes notes. Maya takes notes on her wax pad.
Give the name.
Oh, her name is Genevieve de Malfieri. Malfier.
Okay. There's some scribbling, thumb, scribbling, question mark. No, that doesn't look right for the spelling. No, that doesn't look right. How the fuck do you Sky Siders pronounce this? Scribble question mark.
I tried when she starts talking about La Chanson.
Well, okay. So we'll know when we're leaving, when you know whether you want to lead as well.
Yeah, I mean, can we put a limit on that? I mean, as much as I appreciate your company and your expertise.
Not by the end of the day, Spider.
Yeah, great.
Maya is going to give this really puzzled look between Alexandre and Spider, and then back to Alexandre.
Alexandre confused. Why puzzled?
Matriarchal society. She's trying to figure out what the guy is talking.
Alexandre confused.
I was the hired thug doing the talking here, okay? It's sort of
Alexandre definitely confused. Okay, we will let you know.
Very well. Do let me know before you leave.
Yes.
Of course.
I'm not going to say that the opiates are unfair and prone to stabbing people just point, but I'm also going to say that targets of opportunity are targets of opportunity. And so unannounced visitors are good excuse, particularly if they think it's embarrassing. Consider us the best of frenemies.
Okay. So don't do anything to make them angry and they won't shoot us.
Probably.
Just
Maybe.
make sure you let us know when you're leaving so that I can let them know that we know.
Okay. Myself?
Yep.
How did you get here?
I walked.
From where? Did you walk through the
I don't remember. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. Cool. Sure. We will go now.
Be well.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Oh. It's just a strange child. Leaving.
I was just going to say, you're going to get this remarkably sympathetic look from Maya. I've got one that age too. They're such busybodies. Anyway, be well.
Got one? No, this isn't mine.
Mine.
Do you want him? It's not mine.
What is the cutting plan from here? Where are you guys off to?
There's a moment as they're leaving, they've sort of walked a bit, and then Maisel suddenly just goes, ah! And he turns around and just sprints back and sort of goes around the corner, and he comes back with a little bag. He's now wearing a coat that, like, he's got that sort of like youngest child wearing hand-me-downs look, more so now because like it's not for the right, it's like slightly too big for him. It's like, you'll grow into this, here you go. And he sort of puts his little bag back and comes back and goes, I almost forgot.
Nice coat, mate.
Thanks. I like yours as well.
Careful, it has sharp edges.
This cloak shoots secrets. Rage.
Secrets and rage. See, at least mine is obvious.
Rage, spider, rage.
Keeping this one.
You're keeping what one?
Pointing at the kid.
Okay, good.
No, I said, are you keeping this one?
No? What?
It was looking for you.
No.
Well, I was looking for all four of you.
Yeah, about that, why?
I was told to.
By?
My friend. He was asked to come, but he doesn't
Your friend
like cities.
is whom?
Oh, you'll meet him probably. But he doesn't like cities.
Very evasive question, which makes me incredibly uncomfortable.
I know a shortcut
I'm sorry.
back to the tavern. We should go this way. I lead them down a very dark alley.
Spider, are you lying?
Probably.
And then I have a dagger in Mysel's face. Who is your friend?
I don't know if the kid can see.
What is your resolve?
Oh, that's
Not-
not a question you want.
Not great. 15.
All right. Michelle presses the button and says, "Please hold. Is everyone okay at the
Yeah, yeah.
table?" Moment, BB.
Any of this is fine. I'm not gonna actually enact violence on a child, let alone another player character.
Dice is being rolled. The agreement at the table as we check with
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, carry on. Carry on as though normal.
You're not in the thing anymore. You are now standing on the top of a mountain, and you are holding flowers.
Is everyone else there or just by
No.
myself? Yeah.
And point of fact, for everyone else, he's just standing there.
What did you do?
So he's just so Spider has suddenly got the 1,000-yard stare going, and
What?
and I think I'm going to ask Alexandria to roll prescience, please.
Prescience. $15.
15. I think the best way of explaining the sound the song is making right now is objective. It's not, in terms of music, it's not, it's not Jaws theme. It's not soaring vistas. It's this kind of staccato discomfort that makes you feel really uneasy what's going on, but doesn't feel threatening.
What did you do?
Oh, I just distracted him. He pulled a knife.
What did you... Okay, that makes...
I just changed what he was perceiving.
That's also creepy. But you said something earlier about the song.
Yes.
What are you doing to it?
Doing to what?
Oh no. Do you know what you're doing?
It points at Jasper.
No? Well, do you know what... Do you know... Are you... Can you hear music?
You mean like normally?
Mm.
Or do you mean like...
In your head.
Like you?
Like...
That's the only way you... Okay. Well, that's how you hear music. So,
But there's hearing music through your ears and there's hearing music in your head.
you want to know if I can hear the song?
Yes.
No.
It's uneasy.
Oh. I'm sorry. I mean... I didn't want to attack him or anything, but he pulled a knife.
I don't think he plans on hurting you. He just wants to ask questions. And the best way for Spider to get the answers to questions is to threaten people because he doesn't expect them to tell the truth. Someone hurt him. And so he lies.
Oh, I guess that makes
Here,
sense.
someone hurt him, and no.
And
But
so
she
he expects...
is doing this in front of his face.
Like he looks like he's looking at something, because I mean, for him, he's literally on a mountaintop going, "Oh hell!"
Yeah, I'm like turning around, looking at the vista. And like...
It's just like I say, the eyes are stare. He's clearly looking at something, but it isn't anything nearby.
What happens if I try to smell the flowers?
You smell flowers.
Do I cut my nose?
Every one of your senses
Oh.
experiences this as if it's real.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I
boy.
understand that, but do I cut my nose? Is the real question.
I think for Paula will politely reach out and
She's already like moving it slightly from his face, like hey.
no
A
stabbing.
butterfly.
No touchy.
So you don't hear music. What do you hear? What do you perceive?
Oh, well, I guess I couldn't see like you, I guess, ever since I was born. But I could sense people, things, objects. Everything has like a presence, be it through thought or just interacting with other things. There's like an echo. And so I guess I see through that. I don't know how different. I've not.
You've always been able to?
I mean, I got stronger with practice, and I practiced for a while.
And the magic?
Magic, the abilities. Yeah, well, when you perceive the effects people have, you can affect them. The mind is quite powerful, very powerful, but only when it works right. And if you tweak something, well, suddenly they're not seeing what they're supposed to see, or they're not feeling the way they're supposed to feel.
You know you're using magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
How long have you
Fun.
been doing that bit?
Oh, a long time.
How? It's not just me.
I don't know the exact amount of time. I don't remember. But a long time.
No, Spider, that's trash. No, don't touch it. Oh.
Ooh,
Could you
right.
let him come
Yes.
back?
And I just sort of go back in the alleyway. Sorry, I forgot that I did that. You pulled a knife and I reacted.
It's nice though.
Well, I didn't.
Where did you go?
I mean, I didn't want to send you somewhere mean. You're nice.
And he's not filled with rage.
Cloaked. As in to conceal.
I have my doubts, says Mala.
I don't.
Conceal what?
I
Don't
guess that's the
feel.
question.
Okay, creepy kid.
So do we trust this creepy kid or
I was told you had questions. I don't think you'll need the knife.
Well, I asked you a question and you didn't answer, and that's
No, you pulled a
usually-
knife.
No, before the knife. That's why I brought you down the
I
alley.
only
and
saw the knife.
I
What was the
asked-
question?
I asked you who your friend was who sent you to us.
No, the song sent me.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. All
Does
right,
it?
let's go. I mean,
The
No,
song
this is
asked.
good.
The song asked for
This
us to
is
help,
good.
and I was sent to find you so we could help.
all right.
And how long ago was that?
When did Chevalier die?
Oh no!
Like 3
Oh,
days
no.
ago.
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Uh-huh. Yep, that tracks.
Oh, Alexandre has a question, but it ain't got words.
What?
Just.
The song answers.
No, the song answers in binary, so it's yes or it's no.
Yeah, duh.
No.
It's a yes, no question. Song's reply. Yeah.
The answer is, he's your problem now.
Is this my problem? Yes.
Sent you to help us. Sent us to handle you.
Yes.
Wait. 3 days ago. You could not have got here in 3 days.
Couldn't I?
Well, you're from the surface.
I mean, he just teleported me to a mountain. He can probably do whatever he wants.
No,
I
you
didn't
were still
teleport
here.
you to a mountain. I made you think you were on a mountain.
You were just standing here, looking
I
at trash.
understand.
Cutting your nose.
I see. That is significantly different,
Yes,
I think.
Well,
it
it's
is.
also the reason that your left hand's covered in beetle dung. We tried to stop you.
Oh, people dung. You should watch that.
No, beetle.
People
What?
dung.
Beetle.
All crawly thing, you know.
Oh, okay. I heard people.
Sorry, you were like, yes, old people shit. That is exactly what
Yeah.
Michelle said.
I could also just appreciate that it was like, a little bug like this.
So much of what just happened. So much of what just happened was problematic.
Right.
None of us found anything wrong with it.
I mean, we've been down here long enough, right?
So, wait. Oh. You said you've been everywhere, but you've only been trying to get
I think
to
so,
us.
yeah.
Okay, do you exist?
What kind of a question is that?
I have to ask.
Listen,
guess
know you're
so.
confused, but did I ever ask if you existed because you were talking about a song?
How does a 12-year-old get here in 3 days?
Oh, it depends where it came from.
Listen, how did you get down here? Physically, how did you get down here, little boy?
Mala waves her hand. Excuse me. For those of you who've missed the plot, we're in a dark alley arguing with a small, creepy child in a city that, amongst other things, we've been warned has a tendency to disappear allies of the Dashamali. Could we at least take this fascinating existential crisis out of the dark alleyway?
I didn't ask for an existential crisis. Again.
Let's go back to the inn and continue this riveting conversation with a small child.
Not a small child. He's 12. Paying attention, Mala says. With his
I mean, he's 12. He's probably at least Alexandre's height. Really, realistically.
Very small then. Got it.
No, my sister was taller than me, age 8. Like, there's... But she's really tall.
So very small then.
She's
You're
really
very small,
tall.
Shawnee.
She's
You're very
really...
small, Shawnee.
She's 5'11".
You're very small.
Yes, 5'11" is definitely very tall.
Yeah.
Listen,
In a
Sam,
world-
I think it's tall enough.
I'll be over
Yes.
here with my 5'2".
All heights are tall enough.
Yeah.
It's not the height of the skyscraper, but the depth of the foundation.
God. And with that,
See you later.
I feel you were going somewhere with that and then took the wrong exit.
You were going somewhere with that and then realized you didn't actually have the map or know where the destination was.
Just call me Siri. I'm not very good at directions.
Okay, what are we doing with you? You're here to help. I'm assuming that we've gone to the inn.
Yes, I would assume this is us back in the end.
Through. I'm just going to say travel montage, including one brief moment of Spider standing this basically nose to nose with someone who are both looking at each other, and the camera pans down. They've both got a dagger at each other's midpoint, and Spider saying, "Stop following us," okay, and then back to the inn. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Every now and again, Mysel gets distracted by something like a shop or something, and just like stops and looks at it.
No.
And there'll be like a moment before you realize, hang on, and then you sort of like just look back and do this.
My hand is still like this.
Go.
Yeah, everyone at some point has held his hand by the end of the journey.
He held the end of Spider's dagger, like
held his coattails. Maybe.
Yeah, just held the coat or something.
Okay. So you're definitely real. You're sent by La Chanson. And
Mala, by the way, at this point, for her part of the conversation, has bought a decent bottle of wine, has cracked it open, and has poured herself a hearty tankard. She's sitting back with a grin on her face, listening.
Mysel pulls out food. You're not sure where he got it from. But it's definitely something that he probably picked up recently.
okay. So you just turned up here out of nowhere. You definitely exist. La Chanson sent you. And you left wherever you left, or you were told to come here 3 days ago.
Okay, here's a good question. Where were you 3 days ago?
I don't know.
Okay, why don't you know? Like, it is a memory thing? Did someone wipe your memory, or
maybe you didn't exist?
Memory, he wouldn't remember that happening either. He goes
like he legitimately looks like he's trying to like figure out how to like put it into words, and is struggling.
Okay, what is the last thing you remember?
I was a small town in a forest.
Was there a sky?
Yeah.
There you go, Skyside. I fixed it. There you go.
Yes, but he looks like a Skysider. It's not hard to.
You never know.
He looks
Meat
human.
traps are really good.
I'm sure you're very nice.
Thanks. You're nice too.
I'm sure you're very nice. But you left wherever you left and came here on the same day that my friend died.
Oh.
And I don't know why La Chanson would send you here.
Oh, you lost one incredibly competent, battle-ready bodyguard, and now you've got a new one.
Are you a competent, battle-ready bodyguard?
I guess that
He's
depends.
12 years old. No, he's not a competent, battle-ready bodyguard. I'm sorry. It was a joke. Can you not understand how that was a joke?
No, Spider. She can't.
My friend could help you.
Where is your friend?
not here, I guess, is the best answer.
So I guess your friend can't help. Because we are
Could-
here.
We're not in danger here.
So if we get into danger, your friend will help.
If he
And-
needs to.
Do you know his name?
He does. Sam has yet to decide that.
Okay. Does he
And
tell
a-
us?
Ringing.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
An alarm bell starts ringing. The equivalent of
For everyone.
No, just literally, you can hear it out in the streets. The equivalent of someone ringing a church bell feverishly, ding, 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 and you immediately start hearing this hush falls briefly, followed by the reaction most people have when, for example, the ringing of that bell signifies an incoming tornado.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Renamala and I've drawn my crossbow. What the fuck?
It's an attack, she says. Come on,
Of what?
from the hive.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Oh,
And that's
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, no.
Oh no.
We definitely wanted to fight more of these things.
This is exactly what Alexandre wanted. Yay! This is
No,
great.
no. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm afeared.
excellent. My God, it is done.
I mean, psychic amnesia, illusionist child, added to inventory, might disappear tomorrow, might not remain in my inventory. So, really, if you could just pop in and pop out, like, is he even there to begin with?
Is almost certainly a demon's familiar or something like that.
Yeah, it's just the quantum field theory.
It's the quantum field
Just-
theory of
It's
Sam.
fine. Just everyone, like one person has to have eyes on him at all times. You know what I mean? It'll be fine.
Well, he doesn't have
never-
any on himself.
Never close your eyes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that hand crossbow, hey.
It's gonna turn into flowers at some point.
No, she can turn it back. Actually, you know what though?
It's the sudden random appearance of a large falling blue whale that causes all the consternation.
Yeah,
And then fish started falling from the sky.
I guess to be clear, that what he did to Jasper is the phantasm
Yeah,
Bane with the hallucination feat.
that's so cool.
That's fun.
So it's not like I create something that you see. It's I get your senses now.
Oh,
Your senses experience what I want them to.
No, it was nicer when you said the other one.
I prefer. Yeah, maybe describe it
Go
the
back
other
to
way
the
in
other one.
future when you describe it to
No.
other people.
Huh?
Just hand it to someone else. Okay, cool. My brain is full.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna
See you next time.
see you next time on what the hell is this creepy kid doing?
This
The
keeps-
San Piaggio story.
I'm just
Yeah.
totally this creepy bot shining.
See you next time on Neurodivergent and Confused.
Yeah,
next time on-
I was looking forward to it. Like, I was like, oh, well, it's like talking about like what the character's like. Oh, this kid's gonna just drop this into the middle and be like, here you go, enjoy. This is yours now.
Alexandra was not ready to be a sibling
No,
or a mother. Like none of that. That's not.
He's like 4 years younger than you.
Yep.
Six?
6. 6 years. She's 18.
All right.
And May, actually, I've got one that age too. They're a handful.
And why are you here?
No bullying.
All right.
All right.
Should we sign off?
Let's.
Sorry.
1/4 silly for you lots. Let's wrap it up here.
Good old
One.
1/4 silly.
All right, we're gonna say the official goodbyes, or just turn the stream off. What do you want to do?
No, good.
I mean, I could
Look
just.
at
I could just. Oh. Okay. Jamie, tell us about you. Tell us
it's me.
everything. Tell us about you, and then tell us whether you like cupcakes or muffins more.
That's a stupid question. My Twitter handle is @MuffinManifesto. You can probably guess I like muffins more
You
than
could have.
cupcakes.
Well, then your favorite muffin. You could have done that out of spite, but
I
I'll
mean, I
let.
like cupcakes.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I
The
just like
manifesto is
muffins more.
violent.
Yeah. Yeah. My entire muffin manifesto is uprooting the cupcake superiority complex. All right. Yes, no, I am @Muffin Manifesto on Twitter. You can find me on my website, jamie-collett.com, where I am a professional voice actor and director. And you should check out streamshakespeare.com, where I'm currently rehearsing for Henry IV. We're only like a few weeks from opening. I play the dashing space pirate Douglas and an android named Ancient Pistol. I haven't worked out how many numbers are in that name, but there's probably some. And
At least 1 and 5.
yeah, yes.
Also
Correct.
0.
Yes.
Probably a 3.
Pestle.
Ancient.
I only have one of those. Clearly.
Yeah, that's me.
That's
That's me
you.
for now.
Awesome. That's you.
Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @the_real_SammyP. Voice actor and performer, based in Brisbane, in Australia. I can also find me on streams on Mondays for RPG at Home. They're in the evening for Australia, so around 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I think that's very early for more sort of Eastern Standard Time adjacent places. So check out the VOD. We were playing Pulp Cthulhu. I think we're moving to do some D&D. I don't know if we're starting that this week. We might be doing more of a sort of just we might end up just doing like a session 0 kind of thing.
Did
But
you
otherwise,
read too much magic in the book? Is that what happened?
I literally just got magic, and then we're like, we're doing something else now. I was like, but magic, I have it now. It was pick up book was like the title. It was like the title of the book was like Nyarlathotep or something. It was just like, there's no way you should read that book. Look at all these spells. This will be terrible.
They didn't want you to roll the sanity, so it's okay.
Pigs or parrots?
I'm sorry, what was the first option?
Pigs.
But you said kids. Kids
Well,
or parrots?
Because parrots.
It's
Every day.
Oh, goodness. Those are, I guess, parrot. If I had to pick between the two.
Mini pigs, though, they exist. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you choose.
Look, if you're offering me a parrot-sized pig, can I also have a pig-sized parrot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just depends on the size of the pig.
Do I get to pick the pig?
Yes.
That the parrot will be the size of.
I was going to say, only
Yes.
if Peter Piper picks his pickled peppers first.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pigs
And parrots.
and parrots.
Parrot
And
pigs.
said, we're not shopping here anymore. It's weird.
Nadine, tell us about you.
My name is Jean. I'm a voice actor, writer, and general nerd. Oh, goodness. I stream on Twitch sometimes at @NE_actor, and you can find me on Twitter with the same handle. I just got the preview for 2 things that will be appearing on Golder's Gazetteer, which is something that I was helping out with, and it looks super, super cool. So that I'm super excited about. But apart from that, I'm here.
Chocolate or cheese?
Chocolate or cheese? Why not both?
Cheesy chocolate.
100% both.
Yep.
Yes. Cheese fondue and dip it in chocolate.
I'm
Or
about it.
Chocolate fondue and dip the cheese in it. As you please.
I was about to move to you,
Probably
but
the
I can't.
chocolate.
No. I can't allow.
How about
I
you,
can't allow that to
Shawnee?
stand. Chocolate. Cheese does too much to me. I'm Chantal. I'm Chantal B. You can find me on Twitter at Chantal B. You can find me at my website, wordswithcolor.com. You can find me at Castle Falkenstein, playing Castle Falkenstein at action_fiction. I am a writer, actor, voiceover person, psychologist sometimes. Most of the time. That's my job. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I should probably.
You are very frequently that.
I'm often that thing. I feel like more often writer though, and I stream, and I design games. I'm designing a game, or I'm one of the writers for a game called Omens Rising. That is amazing. Check out Omens Rising at Omens Rising on Twitter, because stuff is going to be starting to come out soon. It's so beautiful.
Get them started on the art.
Yeah, don't get me started on the art. Michelle, tell us about you.
Sure. I'm about 6 foot tall.
Mhm.
Which is cool enough.
As someone who clocked his head off a couple of steam pipes back in the day, 6 foot is in fact sometimes too tall. So, trivia about the old generation of Canadian destroyers. The deckhead was at 6'6", and then they put the wire tray and pipe tray under that, but down by 6 inches. Did I mention that I'm 6 foot? So,
You did.
yeah. There's a whole lot of opportunities to duck, bob, weave, or go thunk and fall backwards, as I preferred, depending on the day. So yeah, so there we are. That's a little bit about me that you didn't know. Also, you can talk to me if you're interested in doing that at MichelleV69 on Twitter. I also stream Sunday mornings most of the time, except for the times I don't, at 902 PE Gaming here on Twitch. Where I talk about this game, other games, running games, and making stuff for games. So if any of that interests you, probably a good deal. Also, apparently I write books. I'm an author. Or at least that's what Amazon tells me.
True.
This is correct. Steampunk or ironpunk?
Okay, so now I'm going to get hyper quibbly with you. What do you mean by and what do you mean by punk?
I mean the two genres that tend to be quite popular from different.
Yeah, so the problem is I've seen ironpunk used a couple of different ways, and I've seen steampunk used a couple of different ways, and even steampunks can't agree on what the definition of steampunk is. That all gets hyper quibbly. But
Let's
if you
switch it.
So
then.
steam in the way that you steam bao buns, and iron in the way that you straighten out clothes, and punk in the way that you prank someone.
Which community is more fun to discuss the intricacies with?
Oh, absolutely steampunk.
Okay.
Steampunks will argue with you ad infinitum, whereas the iron stares at you blankly and wants to know why we're having this conversation.
But in terms of bao buns,
Here's a funny thing. I've ever actually tasted one.
We must get you one.
I don't think it'll survive the shipping, though. It's an awful long way from Australia.
We must. Uber Eats, must you? You must. we must. Just get Uber Eats cross continent.
The internet exists. We can make this happen.
We'll get Steve to ride on his bicycle across the water.
So yeah, all joking aside, yeah, one of those side effects of my ADHD is I'm hypersensitive to some textures, and so I tend to be very, very careful about what I order when I go to restaurants, because there are a few things which are more irritating than spending $50 on a good meal that I take a mouthful of and my tongue tries to crawl out my ear as a method of getting away from the sensation it's experiencing.
That's
Which
really impressive, though.
which really involves a lot of choking and gasping at the table, which everyone takes poorly. So yeah, I tend to stick to stuff I know that I like. So oddly enough, I don't know folks for whom that's the sort of thing they'd serve at the dining room table. So I've never had a chance to experience it.
You need some tasting dipping sauces.
Mayo.
Mayo, aioli.
I'm just gonna say mayo is
And we're out, ladies and gentlemen. That's been lovely.
Okay, it's been great. I'm gonna
Yeah,
click the button.
like the button. We're about.
We'll be back. We'll be back next week. See you.
I mean, at least we're consistent.
Then.
We ended the way we started.
Yes.
An apple on pizza is a good thing.
Ananas.
Pineapple on pizza is not a thing.
Ananas.
Clearly is a thing. You can't argue that it's not a thing.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing on this stream. It's not on this stream.